Recently, I've seen a lot of interest in how to use the Evo to analyze and study different stages of the game. So in this video here, this is what I intended to just give you a quick snapshot on how to use this board for some analysis and also how to do position setups, because position setups usually are going to be the most where you're going to get the most out of this board. And also, I would say that using books such as this right here, the 300 most important chess positions, will give you good positions to use, give you good explanations, and also it just puts you to the test. And that's really how you're going to self-learn chess, is that you really not only do you have to play chess, but you really have to put yourself to the test with materials such as this. Now, before I get started, I do want to say that I do have a series out. If you haven't watched my series, Techniques for the Win, I've only got 2 videos in that series right now, but I can tell you right now that series is fantastic. It's going to be so good, and it's so good right now, those 2 videos. So please go look at those. I'm going to do more training, and study material videos. That's going to be coming to this YouTube channel. I got a couple of series planned out. What else? Well, this is just what I got to say. It's just going to be much more training material. I intend to help people get better at chess. Another thing that I want to, another video I have coming that I'm really learning now is I'm going to work on the the 2024 Open Encyclopedia made by ChessBase. That video is going to coincide with a ChessBase 17 and a mega database video. It's going to be all in one because you kind of want to use all those software together. So stay tuned for that. That is going to be absolutely great. So, all right. So on to the Evo here. Now, the first thing you got to do here, what I would say is, where do you get positions from you want to study? Well, first of all, you can get them from books like this. Now, if you don't have books like this, what you could do is say, if the next best thing is to take your own games. Like, I don't care if you play Blitz online. Preferably it'd be better with like rapid games or tournament games that you actually sit down and play like very long games. But if you play a lot of Blitz, that's totally fine too. You can go into your history, say on any chess website like Lichess or chess.com, and you find a game where you just had a head scratching moment, and you go back and you open it and you get that position, and then you go and input that position right here on this board. And then you can go to the analysis, and analysis will give you, in this case right here, will give you the best move of the position based on which engine you choose. And you also can take that and also use the board editor on this thing and also play it out against different engines. Now, let's go to the analysis mode here. And what I want to show you again, I'm just going to go ahead in this book right here. I'm just going to pick a random position right here. I'm just going to pick this position right here, and I'm going to put this on the board. So just imagine if, excuse me, if this was a game of yours, for example, and you was in this position right here, and you had a head scratching moment where you was like, where did I go wrong? And again, that happens to all of us. It's nothing that none of us don't go through, because it certainly happens to me. And I'm not the greatest chess player, but I feel like, my chess career or journey, whatever you want to call it, has been good to me. And you're going to have ups and downs. It's just as simple. So this is exactly how I've gotten better at chess. I've always been self-taught. Of course, I've used lots of training materials out here, but I play around the 2100 level. And again, I've never had any coaches or anything like that. So you can do the same. So this is one of the methods I use right here. Is I take a position like this, and what I'll do is, the beauty of this Evo is that you got multiple engines already installed into the board. So for example, if you got Mia right here, let's put it on level 19. And nobody can castle here. Let's go ahead and take that out of the way so it won't consider any castling. Let's just hit next move and see what move does it suggest for the next move. And then once we do that, we're going to go to Stockfish, and we're also going to go to Leela Chess Zero. This right here suggests h3 to h4. That's what Mia suggests. And you might scratch your head, why is that? So you might want to play that move. You might want to play it out against the computer. And out of that, it might suit your style. But you say, but wait a minute, before I do anything else, let's just see what Stockfish says. So let's put Stockfish on this max level. I think it's 3190 on this here, on this. All right, so 3190, this is the unleashed Stockfish. So we hit next move. Let's see what it suggests. It suggests G1 to H2. Wow, that's amazing. Stockfish just suggests to go here. Amazing. You know, that blows my mind actually. Like what on earth is, I mean, what kind of wizardry is this? Okay. Maybe this position isn't black to play a move. I don't know, but let's just look at it from the white perspective. All right, so now let's move on to Chess Zero here. Now, Leela Chess Zero, one good thing about it, you see where it says engine way? I said Chess Zero, I meant Leela Chess Zero. We hit default. See, all of these engines right here that you can download, that you can train, you can actually use these. Because Leela Chess Zero, how it worked, to my understanding, I could get this wrong. If I do, just let me know in the comments. It has an engine that plays chess, but it has a network file that where it pulls its information from, so it can learn, so its engine can play chess. Again, if that makes sense, I'm not saying that's exactly right, but it works something like that. So anyway, we're just going to leave it at the default, which means that it's full strength. And let's hit next move. Let's see what Leela suggested. This ought to be interesting because Leela is always touted as a human-like engine, just like me itself, but just much stronger. Uh-oh, Leela Chess is thinking. Let me make sure I got this position set up right while it's thinking about it. Oh, I see why. There is a discrepancy here. Yes, there's a discrepancy here. Hold up. Let's go back. Yeah, I set this position up wrong. And take this off. Put the knight right here. Okay, this makes a huge difference. All right, let's go back to the analysis here. And let's hit next move for D6 to F7. So it's suggesting D6. It's suggesting to take this right here with the knight. And you might say, what is that doing? That is interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to get stuck on that because I really want to know why. But let's go to Stockfish. Now, Stockfish, let's see what Stockfish has to say about this. Is it going to suggest the infamous knight takes F7? G3 to G6. Now we're cooking. That's what I was thinking at first, was going ahead and sack here. Because when you sack here, you're going to be able to take this right here with check. In fact, you can take this knight, you can take this here first. And then I think you can still end up taking the bishop with check. But anyway, let's not get stuck there. Let's move on to Leela Chess Zero. Let's see what she says. I'm assuming she's just going to say the same thing. Sometimes it takes Leela a little while to think here, but if she doesn't think here in a few seconds, I'm going to just move on. But she I think she should uncork the same. Because that's really looking at this position, that's really the only, like, logical continuation here. Anything else, because at the very least, if you got to think about it like this, if you got a position like this, at the very least, you're going to get a draw here because you're going to, at the minimum, going to have a perpetual check because this knight right here is always blocking this. If the queen checks here, this queen is going to hit this square. So the king can never go all the way to that side. The board is always going to be contained in this little squared area right here, no matter what goes down, unless you just, get absent-minded and just make a move that just does not make sense. Wait a minute. D6 to F5. What kind of wizardry is this? It's to just go here to here. What happens when bishop takes? I guess queen can just take. I mean, yeah, queen can just take. I mean, yeah. I mean, you still got a little bit of threats in there after queen takes, and then you got d6 coming. Then you can trade queens. Yeah, that's still kind of winning though. But it's not as winning as this move here with rook takes. So as you can see, you can get different flavors of positions from right here. Right here from 3 different engines. That's pretty amazing to see the contrast between all 3 of those engines. So this here is under the analysis tab here. Now, let's go back to the bots. Now, go to a bot match. Now, I'm going to tell you how to use a bot. The best way to use a bot is to, let me start this over. No, not start this over. Let me interject here with this part. Let's just say, I'm going to just pick a number. Let's say if you are rated 1,600, right? You could be rated 500, you could be rated 1,000, you could be rated 2,000. It doesn't matter, but I'm just picking 1,600 because I think that's the average rating in the world, but you'll see where I'm going with this. So what you want to do is that you want to put a position like this right here on the board and put, say, any of these engines right here, like Mia or Stockfish, and I guess Stockfish might be better because you can go up in more levels. But anyway, start at 1,600. This is 1,600 right here. You're going to play as white. And all you have to do is pick the board editor right here. Just make sure you confirm that the fin is legit. It's white to play. Hit confirm. You're going to play as white against 1,600 and hit start. So again, I'm not going to really play this out. I guess I will just for the sake of it. I'll play some of it while I'm talking. But what you want to do is when you play, let's go here, take this one first. We're going to try to take everything. Yeah. Okay, so now what I want to say is, as you can see, this is easily winning here for white. No matter how you do this right here, this is definitely checkmate at some point here without a doubt. What you want to do is play this out against different levels. Say start at, say if you're 1,600, play it out against 1,600. If you win, move up to say 1,650 or 1,700, whichever's available. That's why I recommend Stockfish over Mir, only because it's just different levels, more levels. But Mir still is a good engine for learning, so still play with Mir as well. And say go up to 1,650, 1,700, play it out. If you win, okay. Go to 1,750, 1,800, play it out. If you win, good. Go to 1,850, 1,900, and keep repeating that pattern till you get to the point to where it puts up enough resistance for you not to win. And when that happens, so in other words, in this case, like this right here, if you play this out, if I play this out against full strength Stockfish, I think I still would be likely to win this position. But that's only because the position's been set up. Again, I would probably never reach a position like this playing against Stockfish. But what I want to say is that some positions aren't as so straightforward as a position like this to win. So therefore, you can keep testing yourself to figure out what point do I need to get to. Because if you're beating the engines, that means that you're thinking right for that level. But once you get to a level that you can't win, that's when you need to stop, analyze a position, study, use the analysis tool on this board to figure out what's the next best move. And again, just kind of try to formulate a different plan. You know, again, come up with a plan. So here, let's just use this for example. I'm gonna give you a quick, I would say introduction, but a quick idea how to develop a plan. Okay, so what can we say here? Okay, at some point at our opportune moment, we're gonna hop our knight in for check. okay? For right now, no matter what, he can't check me. So that means that I at least have an extra move before he can actually check me anywhere. So if I need to make a switching zug, I have an opportunity possibly to make a switching zug. So in other words, these are thoughts you just categorize, put them in the back of your mind. All right, so now you say, okay, well, I always can can check, but how can I? The idea here is how can you get him in a position that where you can check him with the knight, but his king cannot attack your knight, but you on the next move you can attack with your queen, and the king still cannot attack your knight. That would be my plan. How can I get a check with the knight without the king being able to attack my knight on the very next move? Because if I can do that, then I am pretty sure, excuse me, I am pretty sure that probably the next move or two probably would be checkmate. So now if we go, say, like, I don't know, let's go check to here. This would be the most forcing carry situation because he kind of has the guy to go forward now. But don't forget, if I check here, he actually can come here. But watch this. What'll happen if I did this? If I push this pawn right here? Because don't forget, this pawn, that's his escape square. So if I push this pawn right here, what's going to stop my knight from coming here to deliver a checkmate? The only thing that can stop it is his queen. And he'd have to give him his queen for his knight. So that's going to be pretty winning for white. So if I push this pawn right here, what's going to happen? You see, he has to take it. So there you have it. It's just that simple. See? So there's, as you can see, how I just formulated a plan like right there on the spot. I got to a situation to where I cut off all of his escape squares, and my check with my knight was inevitable. And not only that, let's stop this for a second. I'm gonna go back and show you one last. Let me hit discarding quick. Let me go back to one point in this position here, and I want to show you right quick. Is that where's his queen? This is the position here. So now if you look at this, now his king is stalemated because I just pushed his pawn up to block his escape square. His king can't move anywhere. Now, one other subtlety of this position is that my queen actually is blocking his rook from coming here to, like, because if he could take my knight with his rook, then well, I still had to fight a little bit because even though I do have 4 passed pawns, he might generate enough counterplay with this one pawn to where, because it's passed, he might generate enough counterplay to where he might can get a perpetual check. So that's another subtlety of this position. I just wanted to point that out so you see that. But again, when you get a king in a position like this, think about the escape squares. So here, when I'm here, the only one square he got to go to is here. So if I push this up again, you could think that there's absolutely nothing he could do to stop my knight from going right here. The only thing he can do is take it with his queen, and that will be game over. So anyway, there you have it. You use this board again. The best way this Evo shines is with the position setup. You use the analysis function as sort of a guide, if you will, if you just want to figure out what's going on in a position. And say if you are in this position and you're playing against, say, you can always, and you don't know what to do, you can always get a hint from inside of the computer, or and the hint is probably going to be the best move, just the same. Or you can also go to the analysis, do the check the 3 engines, and then go back to the bot match, to the board editor, use this position as the setup, and continue playing. So there's many ways that you can use this board here to study. But anyway, I'd recommend getting a book such as this as a companion to this, downloading all your games, or at least say the last, say, 100 games from chess.com or Lichess, sifting through those games, getting positions, and then you use those middle game positions to set up positions. You look at in-game positions, set them up. And also, if you want to play an opening, you can also force the computer here to play a particular opening just the same. So let's just back out really quick. I was going to end the video, but I have to show you this thing here really quick. And that is, you can force this thing to play a specific opening you want to play. Let's just say if, again, I'm not going to play this, excuse me, I'm not going to play this out, but what I'll do is I will just show you how it works. It works very similar to position setup. In fact, it really is just position setup, but I just wanted to just show you so you can actually see it. So say if you want to, say if you get any opening book you want, like the open encyclopedia or whatever, right? Let's just say if you want to play some weird version of a Sicilian. Let's just go something like this. Let's go something like this, and he pushes, and you wanted to push something like this right here. And yeah, you wanted to play this opening right here, this offbeat opening right here. This is the same thing as a position setup. See, for example, you don't even have to, because this thing has piece recognition, you don't even have to go into the board editor or anything just yet. So we go to buy match. Let's just use Mia as the engine here. If we go to board editor, as you can see, that position is on the board. It's white. Hold on, whose move is it to play? Yes, no, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's black's move to play. Each move can cancel. We hit confirm. We'll play as white. We'll let it make one move just to see what happens. And so therefore you can actually see how this carries itself out just like that. So anyway, this has been the Chessnut EVO. How to use this board to study different stages of the game, and how to use the analysis function to supplement that. And again, how to get such a book and just pull positions from that or positions from your game on chess.com or Lichess. If you got any comments or any questions, please put them down in the comments. Y'all know that I answer all comments. So anyway, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.